Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and we got some awesome news today, guys. 6 champions, 6 getting really substantial buffs, really big buffs in the upcoming patch in Raid Shadow Legends. But I've got some even better news for you. You're thinking, wow, how could this video get any better? Well, let me tell you what, guys. If you jump over to my Discord channel, you can find the link in the description down below. Obviously, there's tons of stuff, great community over here. Official announcements from Raid. We've got Smiley TK letting us know how good offers are if you're a spender. Raid announcements, obviously my announcements, my YouTube videos. You know, they're the worst part, but they're there. But we have a giveaway has just started. Giveaway has just started for 5 winners are going to get 540 gems, 1 Void Shard, and 1 Epic Tome. All you have to do to enter is come in to the channel here in the Discord and click this reaction here on giveaway bot. It's up for 24 hours. It's ending less than 24 hours from when you watch this video, maybe 23 if you're on top of clicking that notification bell. And yeah, it should be automatically announced here. I'll add you as a friend on Discord. You'll send me the user ID just so people know, and ahead of not over here. Where is the thing? It's over here anyway. Your user ID, your player ID. And then I'll send that on to Plarium, and they'll add the thing straight to your account, right? It's one of the content creator giveaways. So very, very exciting. Okay, well, giveaway is up. Let's dive in to some buffs, because we've got some lovely, lovely buffs. All right, first up, first champion, Lord Shazar, Cruel Fate. The damage is being increased. Interesting. So this raises some question marks for me. Lord Shazar, this is a champion that I do use. It has been asked in the content creator chat if we know if this is going to affect his bomb damage or just his direct damage with this AoE hit. That's not been answered yet, so we don't know for sure. I'm a big fan of Lord Shazar though. This buff could actually be kind of bad for him potentially, right? AoE attack. Now, you have to build him with crit, right? You have to build him with crit because when he crits, it decreases the detonation cooldown of each of these bombs by 1 turn. So he then has 2 bombs out in AoE with a 1 turn cooldown, so they instantly explode. The problem with critting and hitting really hard with this physical attack, so if they up the damage multiplier too much, when you hit hard enough, it can proc the Resurgent Mastery. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned about this one. Resurgent Mastery is completely overpowered. It's this one right here. 50% chance to remove a random debuff when you lose 25% your max HP. So, I mean, there's a 50% chance if he hits hard enough that it removes one of the bombs. And it's absolutely not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it for one of those bombs to be removed because the bombs are the biggest chunk of damage from this ability. So we'll see. If it ups the bomb damage, that is massive because his bombs don't actually hit super hard. That would be absolutely huge. If it's upping the direct damage, could be kind of a pain in the arse, to be honest. So we'll see where they go with that one. It's a bit questionable to me. Now, a buff that's absolutely not questionable is Venus. And her companion Cupidus is being buffed as well. So Venus, we just had, did we not, a bonus event for her during CVC. So anyone who got Venus is going to be very happy right now. Her A3, Burning Passion, currently live in game, is a 50 bucks to 75% chance to put an AoE HP burn. This is booking to a 100% chance to HP burn AoE on a 4-turn cooldown. And she's Void Affinity. So Venus just became absolutely insanely good for so many areas of the game. She was already top tier for Hydra. Incredible base speed, just great base stats across the board. She has an AoE 3-turn cooldown, 100% decreased defense weaken. That's super, super good. Now she's going to have a 100% chance AoE HP burn. So you can use her just for the HP burn as your burner for Spider. Speed farming Spider, she's now fantastic for that. She's going to be absolutely fantastic being decreased defense and AoE HP burn. For Hydra, she'll be more consistent in Clan Boss with some burns if you want to use that. She's going to be amazing for Doom Tower progression. She's got poisons on her A1 as well, so she's now super, super good for Hydra. Super good. She also has a full buff strip on the enemy with a good chance for an extra turn when Cupidus is there. And we're going to talk about Cupidus. So Venus is super good. Yeah, anyone who pulled Venus recently is delighted. Now, next up, Logan the Steadfast, an old champion, and he's getting some improvements as well. Very old champion. I think probably in the initial set of champs in the game, Logan the Steadfast, HP-based champion. So he has an A1 that heals allies based off the damage inflicted, scales off HP. One of the issues is that he does have an AoE attack here, 4-turn cooldown, Mark of Silence, AoE attack. Now, live in the game, the damage is based off of attack. And obviously, we're not going to be building him with any attack. We're going to be building him with HP to make this heal that he does as good as possible. This is now being changed so that it's going to be based on HP instead of attack. So hopefully this will be a reasonably hard-hitting move. Kind of nice, right? Kind of nice. So AoE attack based off HP. Block active skills, very strong in Arena, very, very strong in Doom Tower Hard. An A1 that's going to heal allies and shield on himself, all scaling off HP. And then they are improving his A2 as well. It's getting 1 turn off of the cooldown, so it will be 4 turns cooldown and book down to a 3-turn cooldown now. So on a 3-turn cooldown, increased defense on himself for 3 turns and ally protection on all allies. So I think he definitely seems to me to be a good champion for Doom Tower Hard progression, wave progression, and some of the bosses too. And he's going to be excellent for Arena as well. Coming in, nuking the enemy team reasonably hard with block active skills, then protecting the team, healing you up. Pretty decent. I don't think he's going to be God tier, but yeah, I think it's a nice buff to make him relevant, and he's obviously amazing for Faction Wars right there. So pretty exciting stuff. Now, we come to some bigger buffs. Let me zoom in here as well. First up, Constantine the Dayborn. His passive is now going to block revive on all enemies when Vlad's on the same team. So this is a big buff. Constantine, kind of a little bit underrated, and now he's become very good. Same thing with Vlad. Vlad, definitely underrated, and now the two of them together, super good. Super good. So this passive before made it so that enemies from Undead Horde, Demon Spawn, and Night Revenants killed by him cannot be revived. This only worked when Vlad was on the same team. It's actually a very, very good passive. There's lots of really strong champions in these factions. Again, the great news, though, is that he now does this by default, no Vlad required. So by default, no Vlad in there, just bring him in as your Void Nuker, and he's going to block revive on Rotos, on Sifi, on Kymar, on Duchess. There's so many, Kandrafon, so many top tier champions in these factions, and he by default blocks revive. You bring in Vlad, he block revives on everyone, which is super strong. Super strong. He's now the best, I think, pretty much the best block revive champion for Arena in the game. He hits really hard, guys. He hits really, really hard, especially on this A2. I think it's something like a 5 times multiplier, something like that. It's one of the hardest hitting AoE nukes in the game because it ignores defense for these debuffs. And obviously Vlad himself does place leech as well. So the two of them together just became a monster in Arena. Vlad comes in, steals their turn meter, places leech. Then Constantine comes in and he nukes the daylights out of them, the dayborns out of them, and yeah, very potent combo. Constantine just became again a very, very nice champion to have, and I think a new best champion, one of the best champions now without question for Hydra. Cupidus got some insane buffs also in the Sacred Order, right? Yeah, unfortunately I don't have him or Venus, but they're going to be so good together, so good. So first of all, Flames of Passion, going to do more damage and be an AoE attack. This is a huge deal. So he's got this A2. Right now, it's a triple hitter at random. And each hit has a 50 bucks to 75% chance of putting HP burn for 2 turns. Very weak. Very, very underwhelming ability. This is typically just turned off. You don't even use it. Massive change. Now it's going to hit harder. It's going to be an AoE attack, and it's going to buck to a 100% chance to place HP burn. So him, he's now a great just AoE HP burner. He's really good for that. Fantastic. And with Venus in there as well, they're going to have very high uptime on AoE HP burn. The next thing, that was changed, Punishing Partner, his passive, really nice buff here, really nice buff. So he has this 25% more damage to targets under debuffs when Venus is on the same team. That's what is on live. This is being changed to just a flat 25% more damage when Venus is on the same team, correct? Yeah, just a straight 25% more damage, no condition. That being said, very easy condition to trigger. This is not a hard condition. So that's not that big of a change. But the fact that he now counterattacks every single time when he is hit, and guess what? He has an absolutely monstrous A1. AoE attack. This hits really hard. It hits even harder if the target is any debuffs. One of the most powerful AoE A1s in the game, and he is going to trigger this now every single time he is hit. So Cupidus and Venus together just became just an insane combo for Hydra. Extremely strong. Put the two of them together, Venus debuffing the enemy team with decreased defense and weaken, AoE HP burns, Cupidus supplementing the AoE HP burns, and just smashing with lots of counterattacks, big A1 hits, huge direct damage. Really powerful combo. This is a massive, massive buff. So very excited for those two together. I might try to see if I can set up a showcase with someone who does have the two champions, and I can show you what this exactly is going to do. And then YST is going to be delighted about this one, guys. Jingwan, he's been buffed. The worst Void Legendary in the game. No longer, perhaps. Let's see what they've actually changed for him. So Jingwan looks badass, absolutely terrible. What has changed? First of all, Doom Exchange. Attacks one enemy, transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target. That is his A1, I believe. Yeah, so instead of being a random debuff to the target, now whenever he does his A1, he just throws all of his debuffs onto that enemy. There you go, folks. Enjoy your debuffs. Pretty nice buff, pretty spicy. I like that. Compound Calamity, this is his A2, I do believe, is a single target attack. Now it's going to increase the duration of all debuffs and put block active skills for 3 turns, right? So, Compound Calamity, this actually books to a 2-turn cooldown, so he uses this a lot. He's got, I think, a 4-turn and a 2-turn, so his typical rotation, he'll open with Power Flare, then he does Compound Calamity, Doom Exchange, Compound Calamity, Power Flare, and he just sort of rotates through them in this sort of order, yeah? But Compound Calamity, before, this was going to increase the duration of 2 random debuffs. Now it's going to increase the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. Very good. And it's going to do block active skills not for 1 turn, but for 3 turns. 3 turns. This becomes, I think, quite a nice thing. Probably for Doom Tower Hard, it's going to be very good. Very, very good. For Arena, it's going to be solid. Certainly interested. I am expecting, now I don't know, this is pure speculation, but I'm expecting them to bring block active skills into Hydra at some point, is my guess. Because there's champions that do this, and it doesn't have too much use in the game at the moment. So I'm kind of expecting a block active skills Hydra head at some point. Could never happen, but if it does happen, he becomes super good for this. Super good. And then his passive got really improved as well, which is really going to be great for Hydra. So before, this was a 4-turn cooldown when booked. And yeah, he would remove True Fear. He'd remove basically hard crowd control from an ally. He'd remove it and place block debuffs on them on a 4-turn cooldown. Just one ally. This has been improved that at the end of each turn, so I think this no longer has a cooldown. Just every time he takes a turn, at the end of his turn, he's just going to cleanse fears, freezes, provokes, sleep, stuns, petrification from all allies and put block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn who have debuffs removed. This just became super good for, again, Arena, for Hydra, for several of these Doom Tower bosses as well. Really strong, really strong. So, yeah, what a massive improvement. He himself immune to all these debuffs, and then whenever he takes a turn, just cleansing them off your entire team and replacing them with block debuffs. Wow. Wow, so good. I guess it's not for 2 turns anymore. It's going to be all allies for 1 turn, but that's so much better. So Jingwan just became a very, very strong option for Hydra as well. Bringing that decreased accuracy, extending debuffs, transferring debuffs from him if he does get poisoned, and just removing all those fears from your team is quite nice. I think especially this is going to be good for Arena, for those tankier teams. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's like still amazing, but I think he becomes not terrible now for sure. So there we go, guys. Let me know what you think. They are all the buffs that we've seen today. Again, for me, Lord Shazar, this is a question mark still. Oh, hang on. I have a confirmation from Plarium that the bomb damage is being increased. The damage of Cruel Fate for Lord Shazar is being increased. And I think, from my understanding from what the Plarium just said in the Content Creator chat, it looks like it's not the direct damage at all. It's just the bomb damage. So Lord Shazar, this is a big buff then. Lord Shazar, actually a big buff. Really big buff. His bombs are going to hit harder. That is exciting. Very exciting. Very powerful. Very, very strong. Be a very good combo with Gaius as well. So that's really good. Venus, really nice buff to her. Very, very solid. Actually pretty game-changing in terms of building teams. For newer players, building a Spider team, building a consistent Doom Tower team, Hydra team, really good. Logan, nice buffs. I don't think he's OP, but he's very solid now. Much, much more appealing. Constantine, I think, just became very, very useful. Very strong for Arena. This is really good. Block Revive, very underrated for Arena. Cupidus, absolute beast now, especially for Hydra. And Jingwan, yeah, certainly improved. Certainly improved. There you go. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget about that giveaway in the Discord. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.